Hey friends, well, we made it to Friday. The sun is not shining today, but maybe it'll still come out. It's still early. I'm headed to pick up some stuff at the title company. Actually had a closing today, but it was a cash closing. So with COVID, it's been nice and a little different where you don't have to do the roundtable closing, so you do what used to be called an escrow closing, where the buyer and the seller close at different times. So this particular transaction, they were closing at different times anyway. The seller was going to close in Columbus at the title company, and the buyer, who I'm representing, is closing in Lancaster. So in this particular transaction, the buyer is a cash buyer, and they don't even have to go to the closing table. They can do everything electronically. So now if you are a cash buyer, you can close electronically. So, and this wasn't their first rodeo, so they knew what they were doing. There were 6 documents to sign, and they did have some questions. So we got all those questions answered, and I'm going to the title company to pick some paperwork up. And anyway, that closing will be completed. So kind of different. Things have changed and evolved over the years, but this one was definitely different just because they didn't even have to go to sign the papers. So I'm going to do that today, and I have a phone consult with a new buyer, and just wanted to talk about that really quickly. This gentleman notified me via phone message. He actually left me a voicemail and was referred to me by a gentleman who I know. And he's a first-time home buyer, and just had a slew of questions, things that he wanted to discuss, but he works third shift. So he asked me to email him so that he could just kind of give me all the stuff that, he had questions on, so that I could answer them. And we are actually going to do a phone consult at 10 to get him started. And I think he had questions like most people do. So I kind of just wanted to go over that and maybe chat about some of those things that he was inquiring about, because I think a lot of people have the same questions when they're getting started. But he's been renting for years and years. He's been on his job for 20 years. He's been basically throwing money away in rent, and he doesn't like where he rents. It's really bad. Maintenance is terrible, he said, and he's had some risk situations. So I'm assuming maybe some dangerous situations there, which I don't know. I haven't spoken to him yet, but based on what he was saying, it sounds like maybe some scary things have happened. And he's got a healthy down payment. And he also has fantastic credit. So his friends have been encouraging him that he needs to buy a house. And of course, he doesn't want to pay more more for mortgage than he's paying on his rent, which he definitely will not be. If he buys a house right now, he can stay under that rent amount in his mortgage payment because the rates are just phenomenal still. So, of course, I'm going to get him in touch with a local bank that I've already talked to, and I'll give him a few options so he can talk to different people. But to just see where he would be and what he would be comfortable with in regard to a purchase price. And, at this purchase price, this is how much your payment would be. And then what would that payment look like as far as, does that include the taxes and the insurance? Because it's not just the principal and the interest. We also have taxes and insurance. And then that comes down to, he lives in Columbus currently, works in Columbus. However, a lot of his friends live in Lancaster, and his family is from Lancaster. And he said, I wouldn't be opposed to living in Lancaster, and the taxes are less there. So that's something that he would consider too. So he can maybe get a little bit more bang for his buck if he moved to Lancaster versus Columbus. So those are things that he's weighing out. So we're kind of going to talk about all of those options. And he's got people, saying, well, you should get an FHA loan and, this and that. And I'm like, wonder why they're telling him to get an FHA loan. I wouldn't tell him to get an FHA loan. So I kind of want to just talk to him about that, and then have him talk to a mortgage or a loan professional to give him his best options. Because talking to a friend or somebody that has done this before isn't always the best scenario, because everybody's situation is different. And your friend, I hate to say it, is probably not a professional in the mortgage industry or the real estate industry. He also asked me about, do I need more than one realtor? If I buy a new build, can you help me with that? And the answer is yes, I can help you with that. He also said, can you help me with any home that's listed? And the answer is yes, I can. And I've talked to you guys about this before on another video. I can help with any home that's listed. So if you have a real estate agent that you work with, that agent can help you with any home that's listed. We can also represent you on new builds. So the builder welcomes us to bring buyers to them. So I'm going to educate him on that as well. So just a lot of information. And as a first-time home buyer, people just don't know. They have no idea because they've never been through the process before. So that's our job, is to walk you through it and explain how every single detail and process works. And then you can make a decision from there how you would like to proceed. So hopefully when I talk to him today, a lot of the mud will be cleared out and he'll understand which way he would like to go, or at least have a better idea. And then he'll talk to the mortgage company or whoever he decides to go with, the bank, and can get his loan process moving forward. He'll know what his spending power is. And then once he knows that, I can search for homes for him in whatever area he chooses. And then that's where the fun starts, and we can find a home that suits what he's looking for. So that's what was on my mind today, and that's what I'm doing today. And then I'm gonna do a lift today. Today is a full body lift. So I can barely move my legs, can't barely walk, sit down, stand, typical things. Super sore from Wednesday night. And I did a power walk yesterday with my girlfriend, as I told you. We walk very fast together. So it was good because it definitely got my legs moving, but I am extremely sore today. So hopefully our full body tonight will not include a lot of legs. I mean, it will, but it won't be horrible and isolated to legs. So that's what I'm going to be doing for my workout tonight. And then tomorrow I will take my normal run. The weather's supposed to be decent, so we'll probably run 4-ish miles is what I'm guessing in the morning sometime. So let me know what you guys are doing. I hope you have a great day and a fantastic weekend, and I'll check back in with you next week. Bye.